One day he goes, so, you ready to tap? I go, put it in the notes, Brad. For once and for all, don't tell me to fucking tap again. Oh, f*** you. And welcome back. I'm singing. Because today, on this episode of Shrink This with Lisa Lampanelli, second episode of season 2, we have a special guest. Why, he's Broadway legend. We have Chris O'Neill, my friend, fellow teacher,
Yay!
artiste, Broadway legend.
Yes, I am the legend. That is totally correct.
Well, what's so funny about Chris is when this college, and they actually are quite good, it's a school called the Norwalk Conservatory of the Arts. Or for the arts. I don't know which one. Of four. I don't give a fuck. Because guess who? If I call it, that's what it is.
That's right.
So I get recruited to teach there by this guy who runs it called Danny. And Danny tracks me down and he goes, do you want to, of course he stalks me on Instagram. He's like, do you want to do a guest lecture maybe? I go, hell no, I want to teach there. Because I want to fancy myself a professor. Yep. And he goes, well, we have a great stand-up teacher also. I'm like thinking to myself, I've never heard of this boob. I've never heard of this. If he's not someone I've heard of, he can't be that good. And then I meet you and it's like, hi, 5 years on Broadway. I'm like, fuck you, Chris O'Neill.
No, what was really cool is when he was like, do you want to have lunch with Lisa Lampanelli? We're seeing if she wants to teach here. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's okay. That's
Were
cool.
you like super scared I'd take your place?
No, because
you should have been. This is our way of telling
I'm
you.
I'm a Broadway legend, girl. I'm a Broadway legend.
It's true.
No, but it was cool. It was like when we met in the coffee shop. In my head, I'm like, oh God, it's like a first date. I was like, hey, I gotta be cool. What do I say? She's done everything. So what am I gonna impress her with? And blah blah blah. And then we just started yapping. I was like, oh, this is great.
I know. And the great thing is that unlike a first date, I did not let you finger me.
That's
because
you made that right off the bat. You let me know the rules.
I said I have boundaries, girl. I got limits.
You know what? I respect that, and that's why I love you.
Yes. Now you are a very terrific performer. You're a terrific teacher. And the reason I decided that I wanted you on the show was because we have talked extensively about therapy. Now, by the way, I'm just going to say off the bat, I am a huge advocate for therapy. I oftentimes wear a sweatshirt that says go to therapy because I think that's the message most people need to hear. So when you and I met, I'm going to tell you the truth. I said, this guy, I like him.
Nice.
But he's all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
He can't concentrate. He's on tangents. You're what we call a loose cannon.
You sound like my teachers growing up
in
school.
I know. And I was like, I know I like him, but I don't know if we will ever be more than acquaintances because that energy is tough for me. Sure. Because I'm like, oh my God, like I don't know what direction the conversation is going. It's crazy. It's like off the walls. And I'm bad enough as I am. So I said, this Chris, God damn it, he needs therapy. But I'm like, I can't tell you need therapy. And I remember one day you said, hey, guess what? Because I just drop in therapy with every conversation. Like, I don't think I've ever had a conversation where I'm like my therapist says this. I don't know if I helped plant the seed or just gave you a little push or if it was just a coincidence. One day you said to me last year, like, oh, I decided to go to therapy. It's going so well.
Yeah.
And I just noticed, dude, seriously, you're still the same great personality, but I'm like, you're so much more chill with conversation and you're not all over the place anymore. What do you think? Is that something you credit therapy for?
Yeah, it's weird because I can't obviously hear myself sometimes because I get really excited and it's like a snowball effect and I'm over here and I'm over here.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I've always been like a strong advocate for therapy because I have a lot of friends that go and it's definitely helped them out.
Right.
And I don't know what it was about my thing. Like, I don't know if I was scared secretly or if it was just the process of finding a therapist and the wind blows and I'm thinking of something else. But finally my wife was kind of like, let's lock in and let's make this work. And I met this really great woman, my therapist. And I remember our first meeting, I didn't know what to expect.
And did she let you finger her?
Yeah.
Which is a great hallmark.
She fingered me. It was... she's
they
like,
call that immersion therapy. Immerse in your ass.
Exactly.
No, so you have a female therapist. I'm very enthused about that.
Yeah.
Do you think that was Did you want to have a female therapist, or did it just sort of unfold that way?
I kind of did. I don't know something about the energy. I mean, I'm the only guy in a house full of women. I have 2 daughters, my wife and my dog.
Yep.
And I don't know what it is. I feel like there's a calming presence. And I don't know, it's a different take on things. But I remember she's super chill, super cool. I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
Kind of terrified, but I was at the point where I was like, I feel like it's spilling over. Like the stress and everything is like spilling over. And she was kind of like, how's it going? And I just was like, and I just let it go. Wow. I just started crying. It was the weirdest. She didn't say anything crazy.
Of course. Was it that she just created that safety for you?
I guess. I think it was kind of like one of those little safe havens. Like, this is the place that I can work on things that I need work on right now. And, it was like Tuesdays, huh? And I just was like, oh, God, like Tuesdays. And she was like, whoa, okay. Yeah. What's all that? And I go, I don't know. But immediately getting that out, just that initial like dump was like, oh, this feels great.
Wow.
Not that I took a dump, but my emotional dump.
After
it felt real good.
Any type of dump feels good. I will often say to my co-host Nick, who isn't here because he's at therapy right now, I often say, Nick, when I take a dump before I do the podcast, not to be graphic, but boy, is that cleansing.
Yeah.
So the emotional dump of therapy, the physical dump of going to the bathroom, we're just getting rid of toxic stuff.
Yeah.
Now, so you're how old?
I am 43.
43. So you had never been to a shrink before?
No.
That is wild to me, especially as a performer who performed a lot in New York.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is like New Yorkers go to therapy. That's what they and we do.
Right. We're all kind of like neurotic and stuff. And I feel like growing up, I've always kind of been the one that would try to help people with their problems. My therapist would laugh a lot because I would always start with like, how are you doing?
I don't even want to think my shrink has an existence. Yeah. All I know, she's a little British lady in the screen named Pixie, which is quite adorable.
Her name's Pixie?
Yes, and she's very small, which I enjoy very much. If she was a gal of size, Pixie would not fit her. I'm going to say,
would really fit her.
Like
perfectly.
Ironically, it would be beautiful for a character. I will say, I don't like the small talk. So did you find you were deflecting a little with the small talk, like putting off, or does it just help you get settled in?
I don't know. But this is what I like the way things work. And I think this is why I love comedy so much. I love how things are connected and why do I feel like this? And why does this cause this? And I'm just fascinated with that, whether it's comedy or emotional stuff. And I don't know what I was doing. I think it was just kind of like that, like knee jerk, like let's start a conversation and let's get to know each other and that kind of thing. And still, if I'm going into a session, I'm like, what do I talk about today? Do I talk about this? I get in my head about it, and then it's never that. I build something up, and then we just talk. And I can't really, like, what did you talk about today? We just kind of talked, and it was great. I don't know why it felt great. There was no, like, lesson of the day. I mean, there's lessons throughout and things that I connect and learn, but it just makes me feel better. It kind of resets me. Yeah,
that's a great way to put it. Do you feel like, because I have noticed, I mean, you're a phenomenal stand-up teacher. I'm like clearly an enormous celebrity, very bon vivant gal about town, very famous, as you know. I'm a pretty good teacher. I'm a little tougher. I'm a little like, do this, do that, your mother's cunt, that kind of thing. You're like really good at drawing stories out of these kids. I don't have the patience. I go, pick something and talk about it and stop being stupid. That's my method of teaching. You're a great teacher. And I think that all over the place energy helps you a lot as a teacher because you're like, oh my God, why don't you develop that? My head would fucking fall off. But I love the way you teach. But I've noticed that, like I said, you're more focused in conversation off, when we're not in the classroom or whatever. You're like, hey, man, blah, blah, blah. Did you start to notice that about yourself? Because I noticed it.
Yeah. What was great is I found you as like a great friend, but also just like going to you and going like checking in and going, I did this. And I talked to this therapist and she said this and I'm good. And you have a very comforting, like, as how you may come across to some people, you are a very warm and loving and open person. And you are that kind of safe haven for me at work when we go there, and I get to just open up about stuff. And I don't know, I think there's like a sense of safety and calm, and you always have a really cool take on certain things. I remember one time I said, my therapist said, of course I forgot what she said, but she was like, think about this. And I couldn't figure out exactly what she was trying to get at. And I was like, does she mean this? And you sat me down and you were like, I think she's talking about this.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit, that's great. So it's a really cool mentor thing where I can come to you, and I feel like there's a sense of calm. And maybe that's why
But
I'm
I think
able to
you're bringing more calm to it than you had been.
Yeah.
Because trust me, you were you were always the guy I'd be thrilled to death to see and be like, hello, dude. Yeah. But I just sensed a more secure feeling within you.
Yeah.
And, you used to do a lot of that. That's just me, ADD and all this shit. And I'm always like, oh, fucking living by his diagnosis. Like, why don't we just fucking use that as an excuse to be a mental patient? But you now are just so like, you're very grounded, in my opinion.
That's cool.
Has anyone else noticed that about you? Has your wife? She must have.
Yeah, my wife and I we're like each other's therapists all the time, which is really great. We have a really great chemistry with that. So it's like an always evolving thing. There's never like checkpoints where they go, you seem different. Right. It's just kind of we evolve together. And but I think one thing is just kind of looking back at like ADHD was a huge thing, and now it's like everyone's got it and all this shit. But it's like that's a big thing now with like social media. Have you ever done this and this? And here's some ways. And I'm like checking every box.
Oh, wow.
And there's something therapeutic in that. And I think that kind of helped me go to therapy, just connecting dots and going, oh shit, that's why I do this.
Right.
That's why I do this. Right. That makes sense. And I'm going back to like when I was a little kid. This is why I did like, this was this. And all these pieces started connecting. And I felt like a whole person. I was like, oh my God, this makes a lot of sense. And with that, I think comes a lot of like, oh shit, I should really talk to someone about this, because that's a big deal.
It's a big deal
to kind of connect dots and go, wow, that poor kid had no idea why. So it's kind of that
wild
stuff.
That when you say that poor kid, because honestly, as you know, acting funny or brash on the show or whatever, like I really do a ton of work, like things in the morning. Like there's a meditation practice, a sitting practice, there's a journaling practice, I do a reading practice. So yesterday I have to do for coaching school this 30-minute sitting practice where it's silent. It is just with your eyes semi-open and just noticing the breath, and the whole thing of it, just feel what you feel and don't try to fight it or fix it. And some memory came up. I wasn't trying. Something came up about, and I must have been, 13 at the time. And it wasn't anything horrible, but I just felt sorry for her.
Sure.
And I involuntarily put my hand on my heart and I was like, oh, wow, poor thing.
Yeah.
And so like the reparenting of ourselves.
Right.
You know, so when you say like, you can look back at that kid and go, I get it, man. I get why you did that. Like there's such a good explanation of these different things and how we haven't forgiven ourselves for certain things.
You're just trying to survive too. You're using what you can growing up, and I think that's why I luckily found comedy and theater and all these other things, because before I was like, I feel like I'm intelligent, but I can't do schoolwork or I can't focus, and I don't know what the hell this is, and da 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 da.
Right.
And growing up, I'm like, I guess I'm just dumb. I guess that's just who I am.
Wow.
So then I would become friends with all these kids, because socially I was fine. I was able to, I was friends with every group of everyone, right? I just knew everybody. And yeah, it's as I'm an adult and I'm trying to go, let me fix some things. Let me like take a deep dive. It's just kind of interesting to look back at everything and go, oh, that's why, holy shit, that's why I gravitated towards this and this and this and this and this and this. And there's something really comforting about that.
It's we forgive ourselves. We feel we can parent that kid who didn't, because no fault of our parents, they just didn't know what to do. Like they didn't have the knowledge. They did the best they could. And we always say on this show, like, no one wakes up and goes, I'm going to be a bad mom today, or I'm going to be a rotten dad. It's like, no, they just didn't know.
Yeah.
And so we can give it to ourselves. And the first step for you, it sounds like, was finding the shrink.
Yeah.
So when you think back on it, Because I'm always, I'm a little too brutal with, why the fuck, these people just need to go. And of course, it's a privilege that we get to go. There's some people who can't afford it. There's some people who insurance doesn't cover it and they can't just write a check.
Yep.
So if you would think about it, what do you think, first of all, held you back and what made you go, yeah, it's time? Was there anything you can pinpoint?
Yeah, to be honest, because I'm pretty open with stuff. If I'm an idiot or if I'm like I did it because I was lazy, I'll admit it. There's no,
of course,
like why I feel like I'm too old for all that crap. But
right.
I think it was probably laziness, probably me just not being able to focus on it.
Okay.
I'm sure there was some hidden anxiety about going forth and doing it. Because once you're in it, you're like, oh great, this is great. It's like, why the hell was I oddly putting that off?
Right.
But yeah, it was like last fall, I had a friend that passed away. There was all these things, and I couldn't like dodge and weave as well as I was able to in the past. And I just feel like the world's kind of been upside down for quite a bit, and
sure.
I couldn't find those moves to dodge and weave, and I was just getting hit in the face with everything that would pop up, and I was like, I'm completely overwhelmed at this point. So I needed some release, someone to talk to, and luckily my wife's like, okay, today we're gonna sit down, we're gonna find you someone, because she knows that I'm all over the place. So yeah, it was amazing, and that was like that first session.
That sounds epic.
It was awesome. It literally was like, I let it out, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah. I don't know what well, let's get to work.
Let's get going.
And from then on, every single session was just a little better and a little better. And
oh my God.
It was just comforting. It was like a comfort blanket. I was like, I like just talking to this person.
Sure.
I don't know what I'm getting out of this, but I feel better. And I'm.
Do you find she helps lead you to answers within yourself? Because obviously a good therapist doesn't tell you what you should do or give you all the answers. Is that the type of therapist that sort of leads you there?
Yeah, I'm a very visual learner, and she picked that up pretty quick. I'm like, as you know, I have ADHD, as you can tell. Like I'm all over the place. She's like, right. I'm well aware. Jesus Christ, I'm well aware.
Yeah.
But she kind of breaks things down with like, think of it like you have little pieces of you. You have little parts of you, and you have the rage part where you were driving the car, and you have this empathetic part, and this, and similar to the movie. Oh gosh, what's the movie? Inside Out.
Yes. Yes.
She goes, that I guess when they were making that movie, I guess they had a lot of influence from therapists and people will talk about that. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a great way to look at things. And this is just this part and this part, and there's times where I want to shut them up. And she's like, don't shut them up. These are the parts that got you to where you are right now. And they want to jump in and fight for you and do this and that. And sometimes it's kind of just managing those parts and kind of settling them down. So she would give me some kind of like visual elements to help. I like
the idea of visuals and metaphors and things like that. Because if you do think of yourself as, I forget what all the Inside Out characters are, but like Celia, our producer, of course, is here. Sorry to not introduce you yet, girl, but push your mic button. Did you see Inside Out? Do you know this movie?
Of course.
Okay, so who is the one with the blue hair? Joy?
Sadness.
Sadness. I like Sadness.
Okay. Yeah.
But I always felt like I shouldn't be Sadness because we're funny, so we shouldn't be sad. And then this, like, you see this movie, and it's like, oh, all of them are allowed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And they're all together. They're all like kind of just.
Yeah, they're coexisting, and there's no such thing as a bad feeling. It's like anger isn't bad, jealousy isn't bad, envy isn't bad. It's just when we let that drive the bus, you know? So just, even I was coaching somebody the other day and they said, a lot of jealousy and envy's coming up and I don't know what to do. I said, feel it. And then if you want to practice to maybe how to work on that, that'd be great.
Yep.
If you're open to that, would you be willing to do that? Yes. But it's not like the feeling's bad. We're all human.
Yeah.
If we don't have, and you as an actor too, like, cause you're a legit actor, like you would, shut up. No, like you would have to use all these different emotions. I would say you're a pretty shallow actor if you can only do whoa, funny.
That's literally like all I do.
That is not true.
You're right, Lisa. Let me get into that for a minute.
That's not true because I saw you on Broadway in Book of Mormon. Woo. I've seen Book of Mormon 4 times.
So good. 2
with the good cast and then twice with yours. And no, seriously though, the Josh Gad part is what you did. Yeah. What's the name of the part? Arnold?
Arnold Cunningham.
Yes, yep. Arnold Cunningham. And even to play a part that's mostly comedic, there is the humanity in there. There's all just the same. It has every feeling
There's
in it
heart
anyway.
in there.
Of
That's
course
the thing.
there is.
It's like you can be over the top and crazy, and there's like crazy songs in it that it's like F you, God, and all these crazy things that the crowd, they are like shocked by. But there's heart at the center of the show.
Yes,
and you can't. That allows you to go as crazy as you want to go. Because if you can bring it back to the heart of the show, there's a reason why that show's so successful. And I think people are like, oh my God, this is really crazy South Park insane humor.
Yeah.
And I think what people are mostly surprised about is like, that was really sweet.
Oh
I love that message.
There's not a time I've seen it that I haven't cried.
Yeah.
It's always at a different part. A lot of the times it's the I believe is, and I'm not even religious.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy feels this so well. So you can't play a comedic part. It's the difference between no shade, but lots of shade. It's a difference between a community theater production of Book of Mormon and a Broadway one.
Sure.
Because it's like, no, you get that there is gravitas, there is the heaviness to every one of those characters.
Yeah.
So for you to embrace all that in therapy too, I imagine it's just going to help acting.
Yeah, cool. Well, you can break down characters and stuff. Like the character that I played was this over-the-top, loud, kind of dorky guy who didn't have any friends.
Right.
I go, wow, there's a lot of sadness in that part. So the way I took the role was like, I played it a little more like empathetic and kind of like meek and like, hey, you'd like me, as opposed to like being too obnoxious.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was like a really sad part, but
of course.
And it's so I played that angle, and it was amazing, and it allowed you to do whatever you wanted. I was able to be really crazy, but like I'd always bring it back to that, like the heart of that character.
But I also wonder too, like post therapy, and as this therapy journey for you, I wonder if there would be little differences in that part now.
It's probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just coming at it from a different angle. I think that's why I do comedy though too. It was like that was kind of my therapy. I was able to, if I was able to make someone laugh, that would make me feel good about myself. I go, I made someone feel good, and I would kind of live for other people's happiness. I would kind of. Someone was upset. I go, hey, let me tap dance for you. What can I do? I'm gonna fall into the table and all this crap. And I feel like I've always had that instinct growing up. And there's something really interesting about like, well, why is that? Like, why do I need that? I have that urge to like fix a problem, and why do my anxiety goes to the roof if I can't make everyone happy?
Yeah,
maybe it's safety
settle
for
everyone.
me.
Yes.
Right.
Oh yeah, of course.
If everyone's happy. I'm like, okay, I feel safe.
Because you can control. Like everything's just about controlling something.
Yeah.
So okay, so I've done everything, checked it off the list.
Yeah.
So do you find with the therapy now, you've been able to lighten up a little on that?
I definitely take a breath. I try my best because there's, of course, I'm in traffic. I'm like, don't you die, I freak out, and then I kind of like reset. But approaching things, especially being a dad now, I go, okay, I see my daughter in this situation here. Don't react like how I would react to certain things, and she's got to learn herself and this and that. So I try to give her the tools that I wish I had growing up in terms of like figuring things out, especially if she's, going down the same path as I was, if it was ADD or whatever it may be. I try to come from a little more like a logical place. I come from it a little more educated, a little more patience with things. And I feel like I breathe a little more going into things. Because I try to look at every angle. And that's just one of the things that I'm able to do. Like, if I was going to have a tough conversation, I go, well, if I say this, they're probably going to come back with that. And then I'll have 3 options for what they say. And then I'm going to come back with this. And then I'd work myself up. And I'm like, shut the fuck. What am I talking about?
Just have the conversation.
Just do it. And then and my wife's like, you got to stop. Just talk to the person. I would talk to the person, and it was totally fine. And I'm like, wow, that was a lot of fucking effort I just put into this I created this whole scenario with like exit strategies. And like, if they say this, I'm going to come back with this because they did this to me and the fucking fuck. And it's like, what the fuck is going? And meanwhile, the other person has no idea I'm going through this complete, meltdown in my head.
And it keeps you in action. You don't ever take the action.
Right.
And then also it's just the release of needing to control it.
Yeah.
We have this ongoing saga here at Shrink This with Lisa Lampanelli. Send your questions to shrinkthisShow@gmail.com. with the ongoing saga of my funeral plot and headstone. And the latest thing, it's about control with that whole like, oh, if I say this, she's going to say this. Well, I bought this headstone, as the audience knows, had it installed. I had a lot of shame around it because it's gorgeous. It's like a piece of art. I didn't know how big it was, and it looks monstrously big compared to the rest of my family's. So I was afraid everyone was going to think I was a big shot. I worked through it. But the ongoing saga part is that the cemetery guy put the foundation in the wrong place. So my mother had bought us funeral plots, or what do they call cemetery plots?
Merry Christmas.
It really was. That's so Italian. And so he put it where my sister's is. So I was like, how am I going to get that money back? Like, that's $846. And I'm not cheap and I'm not poor, but I don't like spending money if I don't make the mistake. So I had this idea. I was like, I'm going to go into the funeral director who I'm friends with. I'm going to...
As you, of course you
No,
were.
I am actually... I went to high school with her.
Everyone knows a funeral director. I mean, come on.
Holly Mullins. She's fantastic. So I'm going to go and tell Holly, gosh, it really wasn't my fault. So it's unfortunately the funeral home's responsibility to hash this out. So I had in my head, I'm going to offer to pay half. I'll take like half. So I go in with all these options in my head. I have all the emails printed out to prove that I was only half wrong.
Right.
So I go in. Yeah, and she's
Here's
like,
plaintiff Lisa Lampanelli.
she's like, how's it going? We just catch up, and I go, listen, I value our friendship so much because I really do. We're good friends. We have dinners together, and I go, and you do so much unpaid labor. I said, but I don't think that foundation thing was my fault. And she goes, what happened? Whose fault do you think it is? And I go, I think it was like both of
You
our
just keep
fault.
shrinking
Yeah,
down.
I go, it's both of our fault. I think so. And she goes, oh, God. She goes, forget it. We'll pay the whole thing. I'm like, what? I go, well, we should split it. And she goes, no. She goes, it's nothing. Your family. Oh, I love your family. You're so good to us. I go, no, but you're so good to us. And I go, are you sure you will be able to be friends with me and not have any resentment about this? She goes, I'm going to call him right now and say, take it off the bill.
That's cool.
It's been taken off the bill. So in other words, the like old spinning of like, what if she says this and this and it could have never gone the way it went a way I could have never predicted. It's like, why don't I just get out of my own way and just do it? And look at how beautiful it gets resolved. It's a 10-second conversation. You have dinner.
Yeah, I have this. That's one of my biggest things. I'm like, they're gonna hate me. I have to make chop my leg off. I'm like, you were having a bad day. It's totally fine.
Right.
I'm just gonna fix my leg here for a second. Like,
Right.
I will literally. I have like a long fuse.
Yeah.
Like, I always give benefits of the doubt, like to a fault.
Right.
By the end of it, I'm just completely like, I hate everybody. Like,
Yeah.
why did I do this to myself?
Right.
And it's hard for me to kind of advocate for myself sometimes because I'm like, I want to keep the peace. And if there's peace in the room, I feel safe and everyone's happy and everyone's smiling. And I know I can shove it down and everything's fine.
Well, do you think you're a little less keep the peace guy now that you're working on yourself?
I'm trying to be. Like, it's just one of those things that I've always had where I'm like, just advocating for myself for certain things. I'm like, there's certain things where I'm like, no, I will fight to the death for this.
Right.
But there's other things where I'm like, it's not worth the time and effort. And you do that enough, you kind of get buried in it.
Well, I kind of feel like we're going to be friends because you push back on something with me last year, and I think that's a really good sign of like when you trust someone and you can actually say what you need.
Yeah.
Because the school that asked us to host their gala,
So funny you said that. Okay, go on.
and I was like, oh my God, we got to do a spoof of there's a song 2 by 2 where they're all going on their missions.
Yeah.
So I go, 2 of the kids could be going to Juilliard and 2 of the kids could be going to Yale. And it's like, we get stuck going to Norwalk. So we were laughing it up. It's funny. And like 2 weeks later, you're like, yeah, I really don't want to do that. I have some complicated feelings about the show. I don't want to revisit my past. And I was honestly so honored when people tell me the truth like that.
Oh,
because
that's great.
I'm formidable. I'm tough to approach. I'm tough to say you hurt my feelings, whatever it is. And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. And then we found a really other funny thing to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's ballsy and cool.
I was shitting my
That's insane.
pants.
I felt so flattered.
That's another instance of like, oh fuck, because my thing is knee jerk, like, yes, yep, we'll do it, yep, sure, absolutely.
yeah.
You happy? Great, no problem. And then I turn around and go, what the fuck did I say that for?
Right.
And then I spend the next month stressing about it. And how do I figure this out? And it was just one of those things where I'm like, I think after the show, which was the greatest thing ever in the world. Everyone was so great. I loved it. I have no negative feelings towards it whatsoever. But I think after that was kind of like, I was kind of like, oh, you're the Book of Mormon guy in my hometown and stuff. And I was like, yeah, like, what are you doing now? And I felt like there was like this like bar that I had to set for myself. And I was like, oh, I have to constantly impress people now. And it turned into that. I was like exhausted. And I was like, I can't do that. So with that, I was like, I just want to steer clear of that a little more. There was like, I was hosting everything locally.
But you really did handle it so well. Like, I would have never thought you were stressed out over that.
Really?
Of the ask. Because I was like, yeah, well, okay, sure.
I was like, is this okay? I'm so sorry. Like, because I genuinely feel bad because I'm like, I said yes, I'm an asshole. Now I'm like changing things up.
Changing one's mind is allowed.
And my wife, Jen, was just like, just talk. It's
oh my
fine.
God, this went to Jen?
This
went to the jury?
Yeah,
shit.
I go, is it bad? I try to talk myself into things.
Oh, no.
And then I'll do it out loud so people can go, what the fuck? Why are you doing that? Just stand up for yourself or just say what you feel. Be open.
Yeah. I change my mind and I'm just like, yeah, I know I said yes. Glennon Doyle always says, don't say yes to anything that you won't want to do 6 months from now.
Yeah.
Meaning, because the thing comes up 6 months later and you kind of resent it. You have spent 6 months dreading it. So taking the time to really not do an immediate yes is smart, which, by the way, we still got tricked into something else we got to do this year. Yeah, but what's great about it? Okay, so what happened, Celia, you don't know this, but I'm a great actress. So we teaching at this school, and they do 3 major productions a year, musicals. So they need 4 adults in the show because they're doing Footloose, and you need the reverend, the aunt, the uncle, and the mom. So they think it's a great idea to have the 2 comedy teachers play the aunt and the uncle, right?
Yep.
I am immediately flattered because I get to wear a costume and I lost 40 pounds, so I'm going to look really cute. I get to wear a wig. And so they ask us, and we're like, sure. And you know what? I'm not sad I took that. I was sad or a little annoyed when I saw the rehearsal schedule because I'm like, literally went through the script. I have 4 lines.
I haven't looked.
No, dude, you have
anything.
I think 1 or 2 lines.
Oh, great.
I think
that was how it was. This is also part of my problem. I just go, push it down the line. And then it's like, oh, it's tomorrow. And I go, I should look at what I have to do.
Well, you are a pro. So you are going to laugh at how tiny our parts are,
okay, good.
Which I think is great. I think we have to show up maybe like 3 times for tech or whatever. But I'm glad we said yes to that. At least I'm glad I said yes to it. I think you have to slap him, which is really... Somebody slaps Ren, who's the lead character,
That's
Kevin Bacon character. Somebody slaps him. I gasp, which is a line. I can memorize that.
You're like, gasp.
Do I just say gasp? Is that a thing I do? What would you give therapy? 2 thumbs up? Would you give it 1 thumb in the ass and 1 in the other part, in the other thing?
Yep.
What would you say to anyone who is thinking about therapy?
I say 10 out of 10.
Wow.
All the thumbs up, because it's like, work on yourself. Like, you only have 1 life.
Yeah.
And if it helps you, like when people exercise or if it makes you feel better, who gives a shit? Do it.
Yeah.
I'm 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
And someone else's thumb up the butt if that makes anyone happy.
Butt thumbs are good.
Yeah. So
Celia, you've been in therapy for how long? Since you were like 3? 6?
Since I was 12.
12. Okay. And you're what, 20?
23.
That's a lot of years.
It's a long
for
time.
very little progress.
Exactly. No, honestly, I said that to my therapist. When did I have her? Monday. I was like, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit shocked that I've been in therapy since I was 12 and I'm still having problems like these. Like, I'm still seeing you.
She's like, to be honest with you, I'm still surprised you think I'm a therapist, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I'm actually an actress.
Now
I've
take
been writing down everything for a new screenplay.
Exactly.
Now take your finger out of me. But Celia, wait, you haven't had the same shrink since you're 12.
God, no, I've had
that would
like
be
6.
insane. Because they do say, or at least they used to say, you should go to the same one for 2 years and then change.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's almost like they get too used to them. You become too friendly with them, whatever it is. What did your therapist, by the way, say to that, though, when you said that?
She was like, then you're not taking the tools that you've been learning and really implementing that into your life.
And do you feel she's right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you do take some of the blame.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, no, but I love that about you because some people would just, honestly, and I'm sure this was me in the past, I'd be like, yeah, really? Well, I have, and then just ghost her.
No, I definitely haven't. Like, I definitely have been like, yeah, you're right. And then when I'm in the moment and I actually need to use the tools that she's given me and I've agreed with her on.
Yeah.
Out the window.
Yeah.
Gone.
You mean the what?
Tools.
Oh,
they're gone.
Oh, they just leave.
Yeah.
These are great tools. I'm just going to set them right over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just let them be shiny.
But you
and-
do kind of know she's right. And those tools are
Yes.
good.
And I love her.
What
She's
is
the
it
best.
about? What makes you put them aside? If you were to just rationally look at it, it's just like, I'm afraid to use them because.
No, I'm just an angry person.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So
I'm
maybe
angry.
the anger is the first thing you got to look at.
Yeah.
Because
no,
that's
for sure.
that's disguising everything else. Because I had to dismantle rage and anger first, because you don't get to that soft stuff till then.
Well, it's definitely improved. I used to be a lot worse,
Mm-hmm.
like really bad. Like I have improved immensely in the past like 2 years, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think we need a second Fixing Celia episode, and we'll get through your anger. Because
Yeah.
Nick will come in and beat the shit out of you with his tits.
Well, he gets it because he gets angry too.
Well, I am an angry human, so I get it. It's like, but I think it's just covering. A lot of times, it's just covering some.
No, for
something.
sure. And that's the worst part is that I'm a very aware person, but like sometimes I just don't do anything about it.
All
I'm
right,
just like, oh yeah, that's there, but like, okay,
let me
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I'm same.
like
Same.
for later.
Yeah, no, I get that. I feel the same way about like how I am so into romantic movies, and I'm so like, sometimes I'll be on TikTok and there'll be like a cute little compilation of 80s romantic movies to Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
really corny, but I'm like crying and going, oh my God, that's so romantic, and I loved love and I love love and it's great. I'm not willing to look at that. I am not fucking gonna date. I'm not fucking opening myself up to that shit. So I think we all do it. It's just in different areas of life. The difference is it's not hurting me at all never to date, because it's just like, it would probably hurt to date again. You get your heart broken again, you get a UTI, you get a yeast infection,
STD.
guy punches you in the clit. You never know what'll happen. So you'll know when you're ready. I'll know when I'm ready, if ever. Chris, you're just iconically ready already.
I'm so happy. My wife, I tell you, the fact that my wife's still with me, I'm blown away. It's so great.
Wow.
It's awesome. We have a really great relationship and we've been together forever. But she definitely knows how to,
Put up with
me.
Well, she surfs. She's probably easygoing.
She's awesome. Yeah, she's definitely at a different level with
Can
that.
you imagine? I said to somebody the other day, I said, I was having dinner with this couple and he's like 25. And I go, Alex, do you get told you're easygoing? He goes, yeah. And his girlfriend goes, oh my God, he's so easygoing. He gets mad very rarely, but he's very like protective too. And I'm like, what must that be like? To just dancing through life, say da da da. It's fucking. We are not easygoing.
My wife's in a meeting this morning, and she's like a smart cookie. She's smart, and she's putting all these things together and talking to all these executives and da da da. And I come in the living room. This is this morning, and I go, I can't get Phil Collins out of my fucking head. And she's like, okay. And click, 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 back to work.
It makes her $1 million deal.
She's just used to the barrage of
Right.
just non sequiturs.
See, and this is why I'm not in a relationship. Because if I had some fucking asshole come in and start singing "Coming in the Air Tonight" to me,
It wasn't even.
what was it?
I
Sue
can't
Studio,
remember it.
you
It was
fucking
something.
queer.
No, it was something. It wasn't what you
Oh
think.
my God! If it was "Easy Lover" with Philip Bailey,
Oh, was it? Well, how does that go?
I don't know. She's a needs a lover.
It was.
To take a holiday.
It was. I don't know where it came from. We drop our kids off from school, and then I get in the house, and Phil Collins is like, hey, I'm going to sing in your head for a fucking hour. I'm like, all right,
Can
welcome.
I just suggest more therapy?
What?
Oh, write that down. Tell your wife. All right, well, listen, we're going to take some letters. Once again, this is Shrink This with Lampanelli with my special guest, Chris O'Neill. You don't even have to know how to spell that last name, because just follow him at, what is it?
Chris Osho.
Like literally
it.
Chris CHRISO show on where?
I don't know.
Instagram,
wherever.
TikTok, all the places.
Yeah.
He's actually very funny.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I know you are, because I'll watch your little sketches.
Oh, you do?
I watch your little skits, and I
Oh,
say,
all right.
girl, she's funny.
Thanks, girl.
I call everyone girl. By the way, I've told my class, because everybody at the school and everywhere now is very politically correct, but I say to them, listen, I call everyone girl, and I call everyone she. So y'all fucking shut the fuck up. I'm misgendering everyone.
There's a show
on
in there
purpose.
for you. I swear to God.
Me just
you
being the
teaching
unwoke
these-
teacher of the wokes.
It's so funny because some of these kids, they come in and then I'm like, buckle up. I go, don't disrespect Lisa. I always kind of give them like a little like.
You warn them?
I go, don't be late. Don't like if I ever like cover for your class for if anything happens, I come in and I'm like, just so you guys know, you know who's teaching the class, right?
They don't.
Don't be a fucking
They
idiot.
don't.
I'm like,
This is what's so effed up about my class. Because they're so young, they don't know who I am. So I, at one point, was so annoyed. I didn't end up doing this, but I'm like, I'm going to tell them who I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, look at my credits and my IMDb page. And I was like, you don't have to do that. Because part of me is like, just respect me and the lessons I'm trying to teach you.
Yeah.
And if you accidentally have a parent who's a fan, they'll tell you. But it's weird because that need to like be known and to be, why don't you know my credits? Do you not know that I'm the only one at this school who actually was on television?
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
but I
it
mean,
gets so
that's the thing,
fucking
though.
braggy and stupid.
I know, but it's like, don't worry, I do it for you. I'm like, hey
Oh, good,
guys, stop
good.
fucking around. Like, just trust me. You got Google, right? All right, know your role. And they're like, oh my God, and they
Well,
freak
I was
out.
talking to my friend Anthony about this. He used to study with Stella Adler acting, and he said, because he was like,
Anthony?
my buddy Anthony.
Okay.
I go, he was, how do they not know who you are? And I go, I don't know. They're just like a different generation. And he goes, it's true. He goes, if I was in college and I had Uta Hagen or Stella Adler as a teacher, I would never have looked them up. I'm so up my own ass as an acting student. I mean, any kind of student's self-absorbed enough. Imagine an acting student. They're not looking up their dumb teachers. They just think we're these old cunts who have to teach.
But I think that's a
but
testament to you, though. I
but-
think that's because you're such a great teacher with them that you don't have to lead with, like, look at my resume.
No.
Like, you connect with them. And I always tell them, she's such a good person to have on your side if going through this career, not just because of your past and your who you know or whatever it is, but, like, you really do reach out to the kids. And, like, the ones who've graduated, you like, help them with opportunities. And, and we check in on our students, and it's really cool to see. And I'm like, don't mess it up for your own bullshit.
Listen, Chris, I think we can all agree, including Celia, I'm a gift.
Damn right.
If people don't know to unwrap that motherfucker, then the motherfucker got to stay. They got to go. See, I do impressions
That's how you should
too.
open every class.
Okay? Yeah, they love that.
Motherfuckers, let me tell you something.
I have yelled at them once. Last year, they got me really mad about something. I go, you little ungrateful motherfuckers.
Oh, you did?
Of course.
I love
it's
that.
college. It's not high school.
Oh, good
and
for
I'm just
you.
like, you ungrateful motherfucker. Because it was about them not being nice to somebody else. Like, I don't care.
No, you don't put up with that shit.
Me, I just yell at them and I go, shut up. What are you, stupid? But like, you're disrespecting someone on stage. And these poor kids are standing there trying to do their little 5 minutes and they've never done anything but dance.
Yeah.
I have kids in my class this time who are literal dancers who have never spoken on a stage. And I at first was judging them. They're so good.
Isn't it great? I mean, this is the one thing that we really bond on it when we're at work is like, and I tell the students, like, we're not bullshitting. We don't just show up. Like, we're talking about our classes all the time. We always check in, like, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did this. We had one of our great students, your student.
Oh, Austin did an open mic
He did an
Monday.
open mic on Monday.
It was so exciting.
He didn't need to do it, but we cheerlead these kids, to take these chances. And,
You know what's funny? Because cheerlead, I always say to them, I'm not a cheerleader. I said, I'm not going to tell you it's good if it sucks.
Yeah.
So every laugh you get is earned. And every time I said, that's funny, it's funny. I said, so don't think I'm ever bullshitting you. But like after they graduate, like I'm still in touch with 6 of the girls. And I'm just like, no, help them sort of navigate failures and not getting the parts and the auditions and stuff. Like we do that because it's good for the soul, for us. Yeah. We're not getting anything out of that. No. And I meet with mine privately because, as you know, I'm quite wealthy and I have my own headstone.
There you
in the
go.
wrong place.
You're in the wrong place.
Yes. So
But you
I
didn't
can
have to pay to
afford.
fix it,
Well, I
so-
should tell these little motherfuckers, these fucking ungrateful cocksuckers, they should be the ones putting the flowers. I should put it in the contract. For every coaching hour I give you, you put flowers on that fucking grave.
There you go.
All right.
I think I started deleting social media apps because I'm like,
probably smart.
It's all bad news and it's all hitting me in the face and this isn't helping. So I was like, I'm going
True.
to take the reins. And so I definitely am on Instagram. But
Okay, good. Find you. Because you do shows, you teach a lot, which I really
Yeah.
admire, like different schools and stuff.
that's been fun.
Good.
You know what I've been doing? This is so embarrassing, but I love it. So fuck you.
Oh.
You know,
Okay.
my friends and I, my comedy partner Paul from the Chris and Paul Show,
I love
who you
Paul.
know, Paul's great, and one of our best friends Duran. We started a thing where we're like, we're all in the same rut right now. We're like, we love teaching, but like, we're at an age where we're like, I don't have the energy to, you know what I mean, making it and all that bullshit.
Right.
We have decided to stream sketch comedy via video games. We will
like
create.
Twitch?
Yeah, like we're on like TikTok and we go into a video game and we will use the video game characters and create sketch comedy bits. And it has been
Wow.
checking off every box in my life right now. It's so silly, but we love it. It's a creative
Wow.
outlet. I get to talk to my friends and it's like the release that I need. And that's one of those things that I needed. I needed like
Was it just, did you have the idea and be like, nah, I don't want to do it?
We
or,
wanted- yeah.
Or did you just, like, did you put it off? Or
we
is this
wanted to do something creative. We like, you know, we would play video games growing up and stuff, and you know, we're fans of it and stuff. And we said, let's combine the two and see what happens. And it's just scratching all the itches.
See?
Creativity. It's getting I'm getting to like talk to my friends all night.
And did you release the need to control it? Meaning care if anyone watched?
That's always a balancing act. But yes, I have actually accepted like, you know what? It's making me feel good. It's making my
That's all
friends
that
feel
counts.
good. And who gives a shit? If anything comes, we're not like, we're going to be big streaming fame. Like, we don't care. We're doing something, and it's actually like people are starting to like it. And it's like, how great.
See?
It's
I think when you do it for the right reason,
yes.
even if it's 5 people, the right people listen or see it or whatever. But it's the big word for me lately has been release.
Yeah.
Because I read this great thing in the fall about, actually it was right at the end of August. It was about the season changing, and it said, if a tree holds on to a leaf, the tree like literally will die. It stagnates and dies. So if we hold on to these old beliefs of judging ourselves by numbers and numbers
Yeah.
of downloads and numbers of ticket sales or whatever, we're going to stagnate.
Yeah.
Because all we're worried about is that thing.
Self-worth is like, it crumbles because everything's for
Because
someone
you can
else.
never, and also you can never get enough self-worth.
Yeah.
It will have to be bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So it's really releasing the need to hold on to those old ways of judging ourselves.
Yeah.
So speaking of judging ourselves,
Yes.
we judge our listeners by the stupid shit they send to us. Send your stupid shit problem to shrinkthishow@gmail.com. Do you have a couple letters for us, Chris?
Sure do.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
dear Lisa, I'm 42 years old and single. And ever since college, my friends have told me to go to therapy. I did go once and felt like it was a waste of time. I don't get how talking about something can change it. And I'm already aware of my abandonment issues, and my dad died at an early age. I do still hope to meet someone, but I don't believe going to therapy will make that happen. Okay.
Oh boy, he can't even really write. You know what he needs to do? Go to class and learn how to write a letter and then go to therapy. I think he's attacking things in the wrong order.
You know, do you agree with my friends and think I should give therapy another shot? Thanks, Eleanor.
Oh, it's a
Madison-
chick?
It was a chick.
Oh my God, I honestly thought that was a guy because it's such a guy thing to like be told they need help and not go, or go once and go, fuck this,
Yeah.
man. So this is a woman. Where's she from, this little
Madison,
Where's this
Wisconsin.
lesbian from?
Madison.
I was-
Are you from Madison, Wisconsin?
No, she went to school there.
Oh, okay.
My
Yes.
alma mater.
Oh, there
Yes,
you
yes.
go.
So she is a lesbian. No, here I feel like sometimes if more than one person you trust is telling you to do something, you might want to open your mind to
Right.
it. Because clearly she has a lot of friends telling her, and they've probably had a lot of convos about old Leslie Eleanor and said, this Leslie from Madison needs to get some help. So I don't know. It's almost like, why fight it? It's not saying believe everything people tell you, but if those who truly care about you are saying nudge, nudge, maybe it's time to look at it.
I think just being open to the idea. I think the more open you are, it's like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you're never going to know unless you kind of just go, you know what, let me just like give into the process and just see.
Right, and one session is never going to help. I went once and it didn't help. Well, yeah, but then there's also throw in the fact of, and my dad left when I was this age and I have abandonment issues. Well, just because you know you have abandonment issues, this is what people forget. If you know you have rage issues, abandonment issues, ADHD, whatever it is, yeah, that's up here. That's in your head. That, yes, you know that. Then it's unearthing it in your body. It's figuring out where it takes hold. Like we're going to do an episode on it. I've always known for a long time I can't take a joke. I can't be made fun of. I finally figured out why. So it would be easy for me to be like, yeah, my shrink knows I can't take a joke, but I'm still have it in my body. I want to get rid of that thing and be the person who isn't so serious and can take a joke. So I got to really work on it. So just because she knows she has abandonment doesn't mean the knowledge is enough. It's a place to start. But Eleanor, bitch, get it together. Don't be like Celia. Next letter?
Yeah, next letter we got. Dear Lisa, I recently got divorced from my wife after a 10-year marriage.
Good.
We have 2 young kids, and my sister thinks I should talk to someone. I don't think that just because I got divorced means that I, all of a sudden, need a therapist. I've handled my problems on my own my whole life. Why should I start with therapy now? Thanks. Mark from Colts Neck, New Jersey.
Okay, that's not a place.
Colts
I feel
Neck?
he's a liar. I feel you're a dirty liar and your sister knows it because no one lives in Colts Neck. That is from Twin Peaks. That is some Twin Peaks shit.
Is it?
No, it's a place. But so here's what I say to a guy like that. He's a little defensive. I get it. He's probably had the wife. She probably cheated with him with a black man. She probably had lots of sex in their bed. And the 2 kids watched, which is pretty damaging to the children. So I say his sister might be noticing something. First of all, also, she might be projecting. Hey, I got a divorce and I needed to talk to. But here's the 3 words. What's his name? What's Colt's asshole?
This is Mark.
Mark! 3 words. It can't hurt. At the very least, you'll find, well, I'm pretty well adjusted. I got through this divorce well. I don't hate black men just because my wife banged like 4. I'm going to just let this go. But maybe you will unearth some stuff. Maybe you will have anger that you shoved down and that the beach ball will not pop up at inappropriate times, unlike the balls on the black guy when they were banging your wife. So, Mark, if that is your Colts Neck ass, dumbass name, for real, give it a try.
And you also have kids. Do it for the kids.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, too, because I was going to give you this huge compliment before, Chris, and it just flew out of my mind because I'm not big on compliments.
I'll wait. Think about it.
You are literally breaking generational trauma by going to therapy. You are, because you mentioned giving your daughter tools and things and like helping her see it the way you're learning. Like that's literally ensuring she's not going to go through the same thing. She'll go through other stuff. They all do. But her kids won't go through the same thing. And on and on. So your parents' problems and flaws won't be as prevalent in them.
And it's amazing to see what my parents had. I had a great childhood, and to see what they went through, you know, and how they stopped it with us, my brother and I, and now passing that along, like stopping it here. Like, we're not going to drag this into my kids, and how they did the same thing. So I was definitely learning from that, going like, wow, thanks for not giving me that childhood that you had to endure sometimes with your shit. You know?
And so this Mark, this guy with the wife, with the black boyfriend, you got to say to yourself, it's for the kids. And sometimes you just do it for kids.
Yeah.
You know?
That's it.
Do me a favor. I want one more letter, but I've been told the last one is really good. So go to the end. We have many therapeutic letters. So it's Dear Lisa, I think it starts.
Yeah, I think that's the start of it. I'm 22 years old and recently graduated college. My anxiety about the future keeps me up at night, and I definitely want to talk to somebody. The problem is who? Some of my friends say cognitive behavioral is the best, while others say trauma therapy. Which type of therapy do you recommend? Thanks, Harper, New York, New York.
Oh my God, Harper.
That's my daughter's name.
Is it?
Holy shit, my daughter's 22. I gotta stop. I gotta pay
my
more
God.
attention.
Well, here's the thing I feel about Harper. How nice and self-aware at that young age that she wants to help herself.
Yep.
And that is a very good question. There's so many types of therapy out there. I say just start, as they say, as Mark's wife said to that black man, just the tip. You stick the tip in first. I think trauma therapy, honestly, is the best therapy. It's somatic work, full body. It unearths, even if you don't have big T trauma, it helps with small T trauma. And you can just work it out of yourself for good. But yeah, it's a rough place to start. If talking just feels less threatening, just the tip, please. Just talk. Find someone. Then maybe they refer you to somebody to get it out of your body and do more somatic things. Whatever feels right to you as you interview these therapists. Because P.S., every shrink or type of therapy isn't right for everybody. Like you're going to experiment with things. I had a guy telling me to do this fucking thing. I want to push him out a window. This tapping. Do you know what tapping is?
I don't like to fly, and I had a therapist. I was sitting next to you. Oh, it's a tapping thing. And
No.
Shitty turbulence. I'm like, fuck tapping therapy. I don't want to hear it.
So, in other words, tapping therapy works for a lot of people. I think EMDR and things like that, they work for a lot of people. They just, I don't like them right now. It's not saying I won't like it in the future, but I remember this guy. So he does, thankfully, a lot of different modalities. So I like doing IFS, which is called Internal Family Systems. It's where you find out the different parts of yourself and who's running the show and help the right one drive the bus in any circumstance. Okay. So he forgets that I don't like this tapping. One day he goes, so, you ready to tap? I go, put it in the notes, Brad. For once and for all, don't tell me to fucking tap again. I don't go for that. So just because, but yet for fucking dumb Nick, who's my sidekick here, he likes it. Some of these people don't mind it. So I say with this person, I'm proud of you for a 22-year-old knowing you need some help. You shouldn't be kept up at night worrying about the future because honestly, worry is just suffering. It's about, and you always worry about stuff that kind of 90% of the time doesn't even happen.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of this person for doing. What's her name?
Her name is Harper.
See, she's
from
already
New York. She's downstairs right now.
It's Celia's roommate who also hates her, but I don't blame them. What you do, Harper, is you interview a few of these people. You see what feels right to you, where you're not sort of like, uh-oh, I should like this. It doesn't matter. What works, works, and then you move on to the next.
I have high hopes for Harper, too. The
Me
fact that
too.
she's so self-aware and she's like, I should talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I
Oh
think
my
she's going to work on
God.
herself and getting out of college and starting like the adult life now.
I agree. The first
think it'd be
shrink I
great.
went to, I think, was 25. I was 25. So the only thing I've ever really been interested in truly is myself. Like I'm super self-absorbed, but I want to know why I act like a mental patient. That's a really good study of yourself to start at 22 of like, oh, why do I rage at this thing?
Yeah.
Why am I angry all the time? Why do I have anxiety? Wow, dude, what a better world we'd be if everyone did that.
Sure.
So Harper wins.
Go for it. Yeah, good job, Harper.
Yeah, she probably isn't listening anymore because she killed herself. But you know what? Sometimes you have to do that. Just kidding. Don't kill
Message of
yourself.
the day.
By the way, if you are considering suicide, just don't do it. Just compare your life to Celia's, and then you'll go, that fucking cunt's still breathing. Could you breathe into the mic, please, Celia? She is still alive. She's so unhappy right now. She's doing that turn red thing where to indicate that she's actually mad at me. Are you mad?
No.
See, she's so weird, isn't she?
I love her.
I do
love
too.
her.
I do. I will say she is a little bright spot in the day. A little one.
Where's the anger? I don't see the anger she was talking about.
Oh, yeah, I know. You'll see it later when she gets all fucking fired up about something with me. So anyway, thank you for listening. Chris O'Neill, I love you.
I love you too.
Where do you find this video game shit you're doing?
Oh, you Craptastic Gaming.
Seriously, that's a thing?
Craptastic.gaming. It's on TikTok. We're posting every day, and it's just fun. And it's
Wait,
nice
are you
release.
serious? It's called Craptastic?
Craptastic.
This is why I like
we
you.
did a podcast. It came from a podcast over a decade ago. We did together just
Look
to
at
like
that.
release and hang out and have fun. And we're doing this now.
All right, they'll find you there. You'll find me. I don't care if you find me. I don't look at numbers. I don't look at this as an achievement. Lisa Lampanelli. That's my name. Find a bitch if you need to. If not, you unappreciative motherfuckers, fuck you. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you, students. Anyway, this has been Shrink This. I'm going to try to do the outro as naturally as Nick does. Thanks for listening. That sounds so fake.
Is that how he
I'm
says
honestly not that thankful, but I'm going to lean into gratitude. Thanks for listening. Make sure to listen to Shrink This on your iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Peace out, son. Oh, f*** you.